Jackie and Ivers. How's everything up in Alaska? Has the temperature gotten up over 30 yet? After all, it's only June.
Good morning, everyone. This is Marilyn, Dr. B, Coach B to some. I've really enjoyed the conversations that we've shared in this group, but I've noticed a very disturbing trend, and I have seen it before. Some people are starting to post jokes, like the transsexual man who became a woman and had some ridiculous name for it. Some of my friends, some of my family send me very funny but very horrible jokes about Muslims. I remember when I was a kid in about the 3rd grade, my best friend was black, and no one would sit near me. We ate lunch by ourselves. And there were a lot of black jokes, and there were a lot of Polish jokes, and there were a lot of Jewish jokes. And now there's a lot of blonde jokes. But I'll tell you something, America and the rest of the world. This is no time to joke. When we make these jokes and we become racists or bigots as conservatives, we are playing right in to Obama's hands. When the ambassador was killed in Benghazi, all of a sudden, the Pastor Duck does a interview with GQ, and all of the politicians and all of America and all of the world seem to become obsessed with homosexuality like it's a new thing. The president didn't go to the Olympics because he didn't like Putin's philosophy or politics regarding homosexuality. The Duck, the Pastor Duck, the worst bigot, racist, sexist. While I know many of my friends are big fans of his, Glenn Beck, Huckabee, Palin, the people I just always look to hear the truth, got consumed by expressing our First Amendment right in regards to homosexuality. Meanwhile, Benghazi had just happened, but the press takes off on gay rights, and before we knew it, 3 months had gone by when the gay rights issues started to settle down. And now that we have literally and openly sat here and watched an American journalist have his head chopped off for his parents to see and our children to see and our grandchildren to see on YouTube, literally get his head chopped off. And we're sitting here watching. This is no time to be making jokes about gays, about Muslims. All Muslims aren't terrorists, and no longer are all terrorists Muslims lest they have converted. In case you haven't noticed, it was a British guy who allegedly was the disgusting, I can't even stand it, piece of crap that stood there and chopped that poor man's head off. Today I watched an interview, an outright live interview with a woman who's become a jihadist and moved to Syria. And she desperately wants to be the first jihadist woman to kill a captive. When World War II came, during World War II, when it hit here, when Pearl Harbor was bombed, can you believe, most of you probably know, that an executive order was signed and over 100,000 Japanese American citizens, people like you and I that got up and went to work every day and gave our kids Wheaties or whatever we were eating back then, and for those of us who were that old, 100,000 citizens had 48 hours to gather their belongings and go to what I call an American concentration camp or POW camp, even though they called it intermittent camps. A lot of people died because they didn't get good medical attention. Now Obama wants to take the guns away from the police department. Then he'll have the money and the physical power, and we will be unarmed. If a person, a president of a country, the greatest country in the history of the world, can literally know that the parents of an American journalist trying to expose the horrors of jihadists had to watch their son on a video get his head chopped off, and then within moments go out and bump fists with his buddies on the golf course. Literally straight from the press conference to the golf course. It's so horrifying it doesn't even seem possible. Hamas, the Muslim Brotherhood, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, they're a bunch of freaks. They're not about religion. They're about narcissism and getting off on killing people. These 3 Israel boys, one of them an American citizen, backpacking. They grab these 3 boys and shoot them in the head. You can't imagine the words I'd like to say. I don't remember hearing much at all from the president. I can't stand the thought of the disrespect that John Kerry has showed the Prime Minister. But I'll tell you what, Benjamin Netanyahu immediately set sail and bombed the crap out of the bordering Palestinian area. However, these people use babies and other people as human shields. It's horrible to think of a civilian or an innocent dying. It's horrible to think of not killing Hamas and ISIS before we have to watch our own children beheaded. It's headed our way. No pun intended. We cannot start falling for all of this racial attention. Who has done more harm to the young urban black community than the likes of Jesse Jackson, Spike Lee, Sharpton, Obama, in their bling bling and their limos and their Harvard educations, talking about, Spike Lee the other day said, black children are starting to fail their school courses on purpose. He has a master's degree. He tells them that and they believe it. It's race baiting. We can't start making racial jokes, jokes about gays, jokes about Muslims. We have to be steadfast and realize that the enemy is too close for comfort. There's nothing funny going on. I come from a long line of military family members. My nephew just graduated boot camp last week in the Navy, left immediately after his high school graduation. My grandfather lied about his age and went into World War I when he was 15. He had to go to 3 places before somebody believed him. My uncle was shot down and killed in World War II. And this guy, the commander-in-chief, look at him. His Gulf War. They want to take God out of the Pledge of Allegiance. And no God in the halls of the walls of our courts. I can't feel proud. I am embarrassed. We look like the Jerry Springer waiting room to the rest of the world. So therefore, we cannot start joking while our protectors, our military, our people that risk their lives for our freedom are getting slaughtered. It is no time to start making fun of gays or falling for pictures that Obama sets up to have on the internet so that we will do exactly that. I'll never forget, I was looking at images of military funeral services, and right in the middle of 1,000 servicemen covered in a flag in their coffin was a dead Whitney Houston. Do you know how many conservatives stuck that picture of poor Whitney Houston next to a dead soldier and said, look how much attention the soldier got, Whitney got compared to the soldier? How come nobody realized how planted that was? What does that have to do with Whitney Houston anyway? Many conservatives love Whitney Houston's, and many of us have drug and alcohol problems. What makes people think that they're better Where's our humility? Where's our gratitude for our freedom? We will soon, if we don't get it together and understand the control that the media has in the American life. If the media said, if you go out and eat a bunch of cat crap, your fingernails will grow long, much longer and thicker. Half of America would go out and eat cat crap. It's classic agenda setting theory. Please, let's not start joking. I can't tell anybody. I'm just exercising my First Amendment. I try to stay humble. But when I see what's going on, just the fact it's either going to be Queen Hillary or Dictator Obama. I had to get a picture of the local Walmart. Now look at this Walmart. Pretty nice Walmart. Look at the Walmart sign with that in the background. There's Mario.
The 5 is coming on.
Okay, the 5 is coming on. We gotta go. That's what you did to me last night.
What?
I'm on my treadmill. Let's see. How does the song go? Praise God from whom all blessings fall. Look at, I've got hundreds of the most beautiful mangoes. You can't believe how many mangoes. And these are the best mangoes. I'm talking mango nut bread, mango jelly, mango pie, mango chutney, mango relish. Well, that's like chutney, mango hot sauce. Oh, I can't even think of all the mango things I do. Look at them all. Oh, it won't stay too long. I have hundreds of mangoes this year. Can you believe it? Thank you, Lord. time do you do this?
I don't know.
Let's see. I'll have to look it up. Say something.
Say something. Oh, say something. I see a flag.
There's a